There's a truth about life that most people never realize. A truth that quietly decides who rises and who stays exactly where they are. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's the mindset you choose to carry every single day. If you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever wondered why some people grow while others struggle, or if you've ever sensed that you're meant for more, then this moment is not an accident. You are listening for a reason. This audiobook is your turning point, a calm space where you learn to think differently, see differently, and rise differently. A space where old limitations fade and a stronger, wiser version of you begins to take shape. Before we begin, take a second to support this peaceful journey. Like this video, subscribe to Audio Vibes, and share it with someone who needs a gentle push toward a better life. Your support helps this channel continue guiding you toward clarity, purpose, and long-term stability. Now, breathe slowly. Let go of everything that brought you here, and allow the next words to reshape the way you think. Your transformation starts now. As you settle into this moment, allow the noise of your day to fade into the background. There is nothing you need to rush toward, nothing you need to resist, and nothing to prove. Right now, this time is for you. Every person carries a silent world inside their mind, a world of beliefs, habits, fears, dreams, and expectations. Most people live their entire lives without ever exploring that inner world. They repeat the same patterns, make the same choices, feel the same frustrations, and wonder why nothing changes. But you are here because a part of you is ready to look deeper. A part of you knows that real growth doesn't start with action. It starts with understanding. It starts with awareness. It starts with a shift in mindset, so gentle yet so powerful that it begins to change the direction of your life. This audiobook is designed to guide you into that shift. You will not be rushed. You will not be overwhelmed. Instead, you will be walked step by step through ideas that strengthen your thinking, stabilize your emotions, and expand your possibilities. Throughout this journey, you will explore how your thoughts shape your reality, how your daily choices influence your future, how discipline brings freedom, and how a strong, calm mind can create a stable and meaningful life. Each chapter is crafted to help you understand yourself more clearly, to recognize the behaviors that hold you back, and discover the habits that move you forward. You learn how to manage fear, how to build confidence, how to choose long-term growth over short-term comfort, and how to slowly reshape the kind of person you become. Remember this as you listen. You do not rise by force. You rise by awareness. You grow through understanding, and you transform your life by transforming the thoughts that lead it. So take a slow breath and let the weight of past mistakes, the pressure of expectations, and the noise of doubt soften and drift away. You are stepping into a new chapter, a chapter where your mind becomes your strength, your discipline becomes your guide, and your choices begin to align with the life you truly want. Welcome to this journey of clarity, growth, and inner stability. Welcome to Audio Vibes. Chapter 1: The Mindset Shift, Choosing Growth Over Limitations. Before we begin, take a slow breath. This chapter is the foundation of everything that will follow. If your mindset does not change, nothing in your life will change. Your habits won't stick. Your confidence won't grow. Your discipline will collapse the moment life becomes difficult. Everything starts in the mind. This chapter teaches you how to shift from a mindset of limitation to a mindset of growth, clarity, and long-term strength. We will explore how your beliefs shape your reality, how your thoughts influence your behavior, and how to break the patterns that are silently keeping you stuck. And throughout this chapter, I will share 2 powerful real-life stories that show how mindset alone can transform a life even when everything seems impossible. Let's begin. Part 1. Understanding your current mindset. Take a moment and reflect on the beliefs you currently hold about yourself. Do you believe you can grow? Or do you believe you're stuck the way you are? Most people live inside an invisible cage made of assumptions. I'm not good enough. I can't learn that. I don't have the talent. This is just how life is. But here's the truth. Your mindset is not a reflection of your potential. It's a reflection of your past experiences, repeated so many times that they start to feel like facts. A growth-focused mindset starts with awareness. Awareness of the thoughts you repeat every day. Awareness of the limits you place on yourself. And awareness of the opportunities you no longer see because fear has narrowed your vision. To begin shifting your mindset, you must first understand that your current one is not permanent. It is only a story, and a story can be rewritten. Part 2. Breaking the cycle of limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are like uninvited guests. They show up quietly, settle inside your mind, and slowly begin to shape your decisions. You might believe you're not smart enough to learn something new, or not strong enough to start a difficult habit, or not worthy enough to chase the life you want. But limiting beliefs are rarely based on truth. They're based on memories, especially old failures that your mind keeps replaying. Here's the secret. A belief becomes true only when you allow it to guide your actions. If you believe you can't do something, you won't even try. If you believe you will fail, you stop before you begin. Breaking this cycle requires one mental shift. Stop taking your thoughts as commands. Start treating them as suggestions. Your mind will always offer you doubts, but you don't have to listen to them. A simple exercise you can use at this stage. Whenever a limiting thought appears, pause and ask yourself, who told me this was true? Then ask, has anything ever proven this wrong? You'll be surprised how often the answer is yes. Part 3. Rebuilding your mindset with clarity and intention. Once you recognize your limiting beliefs, it's time to replace them with clarity and intention. Clarity means knowing what you truly want, beyond fear, beyond expectation, beyond survival. Most people don't struggle with lack of potential, they struggle with lack of direction. Clarity gives your mind a reason to grow, a reason to try, a reason to endure discomfort. Here's why clarity is powerful. Your brain is always trying to protect you. If your goals are unclear, your brain chooses safety. If your goals are clear, your brain chooses progress. You can start rebuilding your mindset by defining what matters to you. Not in vague terms, but in a way that gives your mind instructions. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, try, I want to build the skills that make success possible. Instead of, I want more confidence, say, I will create confidence through consistent action. This is how clarity becomes your guiding force. Part 4. Adopting the mindset of growth and possibility. A growth mindset is not about unrealistic positivity. It's not about pretending everything is easy or telling yourself lies. A growth mindset is the decision to believe that improvement is always possible, no matter how slow, no matter how difficult, no matter how imperfect the journey becomes. To adopt this mindset, you need to stop measuring yourself by your results and start measuring yourself by your effort, your courage, and your consistency. Growth doesn't happen in big leaps. It happens in small steps taken repeatedly, even on the days when you don't feel like moving at all. And this brings us to the stories, real stories that show how a single mindset shift can change an entire life. Let me tell you a story of a young man named Harris. Harris grew up in a neighborhood where everyone believed life was supposed to be hard. People worked small jobs, struggled to survive, and accepted that nothing would ever change. Harris was no different. He believed he wasn't smart enough, not lucky enough, not talented enough to build a better life. One day, he visited an office to submit job applications. He walked past a room where a training session was being held. Inside, someone was teaching beginners how to use a design tool. Harris paused and watched through the door. As he stood there, a thought appeared in his mind. I wish I could do something like that, but I know I can't. When he turned to leave, the trainer noticed him. Do you want to join? The trainer asked. Harris instantly responded, No, I'm not good with computers. I won't understand anything. The trainer smiled and said something that changed his life. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to understand the first step. Harris hesitated, but for the first time he allowed a new thought to enter his mind. What if I can learn? What if I'm not limited like I believed? He joined the class. At first he struggled. He made mistakes every day. But each time he wanted to quit, he reminded himself, it's just one more step. Months passed. Harris became skilled enough to earn money, skilled enough to build a small career, skilled enough to help his family. The only thing that changed was his mindset. Not his background, not his intelligence, not his circumstances, just his belief that he could grow. Let me also share another story. A story of a woman named Amina. Amina worked the same job for 12 years. Every day was the same. Wake up, go to work, come home tired, sleep. She felt invisible in her own life. She believed she had no talent, no creativity, no abilities worth developing. One evening, she attended a community event where someone was giving a small speech on personal growth. The speaker said a simple line, "Your life does not change when your circumstances change. Your life changes when your mindset changes." That sentence stayed with her. That night, as she sat alone, she realized she had never asked herself, "What do I want from my life?" She had been living on autopilot, surviving, not living. So she began a small exercise. Every night, she wrote one belief she wanted to change and one new belief she wanted to adopt. I am capable. I can learn something new. I can grow, even slowly. During the next year, her entire identity shifted. She took new courses. She learned communication skills. She started a small side business from her home, and eventually she left the job she once thought she was stuck in forever. Her life didn't change because of luck or resources. It changed because she chose growth over limitation. Conclusion of Chapter 1. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world. If the lens is foggy, everything looks impossible. But if the lens becomes clear, possibilities appear where there were once only limitations. Growth begins with one decision: to stop believing that your past defines your future. You have the power to rewrite your story. You have the power to grow. You have the power to choose a mindset that elevates your life instead of restricting it. This is the beginning of your transformation. And in the next chapter, we will go even deeper, exploring discipline, daily habits, emotional control, confidence, and more, all built on the foundation you have learned today. Chapter 2: Building Discipline: The Path to Consistency and Self-Mastery. Discipline is one of the most misunderstood concepts in personal growth. Many people imagine discipline as a form of punishment, something rigid, strict, and exhausting. But in reality, true discipline is nothing more than self-respect. It is the quiet understanding that your future is shaped by what you do today, not by what you plan to do someday. Discipline is the invisible force that turns your dreams into reality, not through extreme effort, but through gentle, consistent action. In this chapter, you will understand discipline in a way that is realistic, manageable, and deeply transformational, not as a burden, but as a supportive friend that guides you toward the life you want. Part 1: Understanding the real meaning of discipline. To build real discipline, you must first let go of the idea that discipline is supposed to feel dramatic or intense. You do not need to wake up at 5 a.m., run every morning, or push yourself until you break. That version of discipline often burns out quickly because it's forced and unnatural. Real discipline is simpler. It is the decision to do what is necessary even when you don't feel like doing it. It is the small, quiet choice you make each day, the kind you often overlook because it doesn't feel grand. But these small choices build your identity. They teach your mind that you can rely on yourself. And when that trust grows, discipline becomes effortless. Discipline does not require superhuman strength. It requires honesty. When you understand your patterns, your distractions, your triggers, and your weaknesses, you can design your life in a way that supports consistency. Most people fail not because they are weak, but because they attempt to change everything at once. Discipline grows like a plant, slowly, quietly, and steadily. You water it a little every day, and over time it becomes strong enough to survive storms. You do not force it, you nurture it. Part 2: Why most people struggle to stay disciplined. The biggest enemy of discipline is not laziness, it is overwhelm. When people try to improve their lives, they often create enormous plans, perfect routines, strict diets, long study sessions, long workouts, flawless work schedules. In the beginning, these plans feel exciting, but very quickly the mind becomes exhausted. Your emotions fluctuate every day, and if your discipline depends on feeling motivated, you will quit the moment your energy drops. Most people also fail because they treat discipline as something temporary, something you use only when you need to achieve a goal. But discipline is not a tool, it is a lifestyle. It is not something you switch on during motivation and switch off during hardship. It grows through repetition and reliability. If you tell yourself you will do something and then ignore it, your brain learns that your promises are weak. But when you keep even the smallest promise, like reading a page or cleaning a small corner of your room, your brain learns that you can be trusted. And this trust becomes the foundation of discipline. Another major reason people struggle is that they try to change too many habits at once. The mind cannot handle multiple new routines simultaneously, especially when your energy is low. The key is simplicity. Choose one small, manageable action and commit to it consistently. Once the action becomes automatic, add another. This is how lifelong discipline is built, quietly, slowly, and sustainably. Part 3: Building discipline through small, consistent actions. The secret to building long-term discipline is to start small, far smaller than you think. Many people believe they need to make massive changes to see results, but your mind responds better to small victories. When you do something small consistently, you train your mind to identify as someone who follows through. And once your identity shifts, your actions naturally follow. For example, instead of reading for an hour, begin with just a few minutes. This teaches your brain the routine without overwhelming it. Instead of intense workouts, begin with gentle movement. When you reduce the difficulty, your resistance decreases and your consistency increases. Over time, these small actions accumulate and create powerful results. This is how you build momentum, not through intensity, but through reliability. A helpful practice is to choose one tiny habit and perform it at the same time each day. It might be writing a few lines in a notebook, or meditating for 2 minutes, or organizing a single item in your room. The habit can be simple, but the impact becomes significant because it trains your mind to show up. When you show up repeatedly, even in small ways, the mind begins to respect your decisions, and discipline becomes a part of your identity. Part 4. Becoming the type of person who doesn't quit. Discipline becomes permanent when it becomes part of who you are, not what you do. When you view yourself as someone who is inconsistent, you will behave inconsistently. When you see yourself as someone who quits easily, your habits will reflect that belief. But the moment you shift your identity, the moment you tell yourself, "I am someone who keeps promises to myself," everything changes. Identity-based discipline is powerful because it doesn't depend on mood. When you see yourself as a reliable person, you will naturally make reliable choices. You won't quit when things get hard because quitting won't match your identity anymore. This is how disciplined people stay disciplined, not because they're stronger, but because they don't negotiate with their identity. They simply act according to who they believe they are. Let me share a story about a young man named Saad. His life had become chaotic, not because he was lazy, but because he was overwhelmed. His room was always messy, his deadlines were always late, and his confidence was slowly disappearing. Every night he promised himself that tomorrow he would fix everything, but every tomorrow ended up looking exactly like yesterday. He felt stuck in a loop that never seemed to end. One day, after forgetting an important task at work, Saad was scolded in front of his colleagues. He returned home embarrassed and frustrated. When he looked around his room, he realized something important. The chaos outside reflected the chaos inside. His environment was a mirror of his mind. For the first time in a long while, he didn't ignore the feeling. Instead, he sat quietly and decided to change one small thing. He cleaned just one corner of his room. That's all. The next day, he cleaned another and another. Within a week, his room looked different. But more importantly, he felt different. He felt lighter, clearer, more in control. This small change gave him the confidence to create another tiny habit, writing down 3 small tasks for the day. Soon, he added a short walk to his routine. Then he organized his workspace. Then he improved his sleep schedule. In a few months, Saad transformed. His coworkers noticed his improvement. His friends noticed his confidence. His life didn't change because he became stronger. It changed because he finally understood that discipline does not require a perfect plan. It requires one small action repeated consistently. That alone was enough to rebuild his identity. Now, let me share another story about a woman named Farah. She was a single mother raising 2 children on her own. Her days were long, exhausting, and unpredictable. She often felt she had no control over her life. She went to work early, returned home late, cooked, cleaned, and handled everything alone. She loved her children deeply, but inside she felt drained and disconnected from her own dreams. One night, after putting her children to sleep, Farah sat on her bed and realized she hadn't done anything for herself in years. She had forgotten her goals, her passions, her ambitions, all because life had demanded so much from her. But instead of breaking down, she made a small decision. She decided to wake up just 15 minutes earlier the next day. Not an hour, not two, just 15 minutes. During those 15 minutes, she wrote down one small thing she could do to improve her future. The next day, she wrote one more. Soon, those 15 minutes became her sacred time, her moment of peace, clarity, and strength. She used that time to learn new skills, to study online courses, to plan a small business she dreamed of starting one day. She didn't rush, she didn't overwhelm herself. She simply showed up for 15 minutes every day. After 2 years of quiet, patient, disciplined effort, Farah finally launched her online business. It wasn't huge at first, but it was real, and it grew slowly but steadily. Her discipline didn't come from motivation or ideal circumstances. It came from love. Love for her children and love for the future she wanted to give them. Her story proves that discipline is not about being strong, it's about being consistent, even when life is difficult. Conclusion of Chapter 2. Discipline is not built in a week, and it is not destroyed by a single failure. It is shaped through small decisions, tiny habits, and daily choices that accumulate over time. The more you show up for yourself, even in the smallest ways, the more your mind learns to trust you. And once your mind trusts you, discipline becomes natural. It becomes part of your identity, part of your character, part of who you are. Remember, you don't need to change everything at once. You only need to take one small step today. Tomorrow, take another. And with each small action, you will discover a stronger, more disciplined version of yourself, a version that is capable of building the life you want. In the next chapter, we will explore something equally powerful: how to build deep confidence, emotional strength, and an identity that cannot be shaken. Chapter 3: Breaking Free from the Need for Approval. Most people spend their lives carrying invisible chains made from worries about what others think. This chapter explores how deeply the fear of judgment shapes our choices, limits our dreams, and steals our authenticity. We pretend to be people we are not just to avoid criticism. We hold back words we truly want to say because we fear reactions. We settle for a life that fits others' expectations while ignoring our own. In this chapter, we will understand how the need for approval forms, how it silently controls our emotions, and most importantly, how to break away from it without becoming cold or disconnected. And by the end of this chapter, you will learn how to respond to disapproval with strength, clarity, and emotional freedom. Part 1. Why we care so much about others' opinions. From childhood, we are trained to seek approval. Parents smile when we behave correctly. Teachers praise us when we fit in. Society rewards those who follow the script. Slowly, without noticing, we begin to measure our value through other people's eyes. This mindset follows us into adulthood. We post online hoping for likes. We hesitate to try new ideas because what will people think becomes louder than our own desires. Understanding this pattern is the first step toward breaking it. There's a simple truth many people forget. Nobody is thinking about us as much as we believe. People are too busy worrying about their own lives, their own insecurities, their own mistakes. Yet we assume they're constantly analyzing us. This illusion keeps us trapped in fear. Let me tell you a story of a young architect who lived in Turkey. His name was Armin. He was talented, full of ideas, but extremely afraid of judgment. When his firm announced a competition for a new eco-friendly housing design, he wanted to participate, but he held back. He kept imagining his colleagues laughing if his idea didn't win. Weeks passed and he stayed silent. One day, his mentor noticed his uneasiness and gently asked him what was going on. Armin finally admitted his fear. His mentor smiled and said something that changed everything. The people you fear are too busy trying to prove themselves. No one is thinking about you the way you think. Those words stayed with him. Armin submitted his design on the final day. He didn't win first place, but something much more important happened. He received recognition for originality. People praised him for his courage to think differently. He realized that the approval he had been chasing was never required. His life changed not because he succeeded, but because he finally acted without fear. His story is a reminder that the world rewards those who dare, not those who wait for permission. Sometimes you only need one small realization to break a lifelong fear. Part 2. The heavy cost of living for others. Living for approval is exhausting. It forces you to monitor your every action, every word, every decision. You become a character in a play instead of the author of your life. And the worst part? You end up pleasing nobody, not even yourself. People keep raising their expectations, and you keep bending until you break. When you shape your life around what others think, you lose connection with your own voice. You begin to doubt your choices, even when they feel right. You become easily manipulated because you depend on validation. Over time, this leads to frustration, low confidence, and emotional burnout. Let me tell you another story. This one is about a woman named Sana who worked in a corporate office in Dubai. She was known as the yes person. She never disagreed, never expressed her real opinions, and always took extra work just to be seen as helpful. Her managers liked her at first, but with time, they began dumping tasks on her because they knew she wouldn't say no. Her friends took advantage of her emotional availability. Even her family expected her to sacrifice her time for them. Sana kept saying yes because she feared disappointing others. One evening, after yet another long day of staying late to complete someone else's work, she sat alone in the silent office. She felt a deep emptiness. She realized that despite giving so much, she received very little respect or appreciation. That night, she wrote down one question: what do I want? It was the first time in years she asked herself that. She began making small changes. She expressed her real opinions in meetings. She set boundaries with friends. She took weekends for herself. At first, people were surprised, even upset, but over time, they started respecting her more. The lesson from her story is clear. People respect you more when you respect yourself. Approval gained through self-sacrifice is temporary, but confidence built through self-honesty lasts forever. Part 3. Letting go without becoming cold. Many people fear that letting go of approval will make them selfish or insensitive, but emotional independence does not mean emotional disconnection. It means you choose authenticity over image. It means you treat people with kindness without begging for acceptance in return. You can care about others without being controlled by their opinions. A powerful mindset shift is this: you cannot control what people think of you, but you can control how much it affects you. Some people will misunderstand you. Some will judge you even when you are right. Some will dislike you without a reason, and that's okay. You are not responsible for other people's opinions. You are only responsible for your intentions and your actions. To make this transformation easier, here is one practice you can try. The 3 questions habit. Whenever you feel judged or criticized, pause and ask yourself, is this person's opinion based on truth or assumption? Does this person live the kind of life I want to live? Will this matter 1 year from now? Most of the time, the answer becomes clear. The opinion does not matter, and even if it does, it doesn't define you. The moment you stop overvaluing others' opinions, you discover your true voice. You begin to act boldly, speak honestly, and make decisions based on your values instead of expectations. This is the beginning of emotional freedom, the courage to live as your true self.
Chapter 4. The Power of Taking Responsibility for Your Own Life. There comes a moment in every person's life when they must choose between 2 paths, the path of excuses or the path of responsibility. Excuses feel comfortable. They protect the ego. They allow you to blame the world for every setback, but they also keep you powerless. Responsibility feels heavier at first, but it brings freedom. It gives you control. It puts the steering wheel back in your hands. This chapter explores what it truly means to take responsibility, not in a self-blaming way, but in a liberating, empowering way that helps you build a life you're proud of. Most people misunderstand responsibility. They think it means accepting fault, carrying guilt, or absorbing blame for everything that goes wrong. But responsibility is not about guilt. It is about ownership. It is the realization that you cannot control the world, but you can always control your response. And the moment you shift from "why is this happening to me" to "what can I do about it?" your entire life direction changes. Part 1. Why responsibility feels difficult. Taking responsibility challenges the ego. The ego wants to protect itself. It wants to believe that your failures were caused by someone else, something else, or life itself. And often, this belief starts early. Many people grow up in environments where every mistake was punished, so as adults they avoid responsibility out of fear. But emotional maturity begins when you realize responsibility is not punishment, it's empowerment. Think of the simple but powerful contrast. Victim mindset says, "I can't do anything because life is unfair." Responsible mindset says, "Life is unfair, but I can still do something." This shift is the foundation of growth. This shift separates those who remain stuck and those who rise. Let me tell you a story of a man named Ibrahim, a 32-year-old shop owner from Lahore. For years, his business struggled. He blamed the economy, the competitors, the location, even the customers. He convinced himself he was unlucky. One day, during a mild rain, his roof began to leak again. He got angry and yelled about how life always pushed him down. A neighbor who had watched him complain for months finally walked over and said, "Ibrahim, the roof has been leaking for years. You keep waiting for someone else to fix it. Maybe the problem isn't the leak. Maybe the problem is that you haven't decided to fix it." Those words hit deeply. That evening, Ibrahim sat alone in his shop and reflected. He realized the neighbor was right. He was living in reaction, not action. The next morning, he repaired the roof. Then he cleaned the entire shop. Then he added a small counter for stationery that wasn't available in the area. Within 4 months, business improved. People admired the change. His income increased. And when he was asked what caused his success, he simply said, "I stopped waiting for someone to save me." Responsibility is not easy because it forces you to confront yourself, but once you do, everything begins to change.
Part 2. Taking responsibility does not mean you blame yourself for things you didn't control. Sometimes life does hit you unfairly. Loss, illness, betrayal, financial problems, emotional pain. You didn't choose these events, but you can choose your response, and that decision shapes the rest of your life. There's a powerful truth many people ignore. You can't change the past, but the future is still in your hands. Taking responsibility means focusing on solutions, not shame. It means rebuilding instead of replaying. It means choosing your next step instead of drowning in what-ifs. Let me tell you another story. This one about a young software engineer named Mira. She lived in Bengaluru and had been laid off from her job due to company downsizing. She was devastated. For 2 months, she did nothing but replay the situation in her mind. Why me? Why now? I worked so hard. It isn't fair. She told herself she had no control left. Bills piled up. Confidence dropped. One afternoon, while feeling completely hopeless, she visited a nearby library just to distract herself. As she walked through the aisles, her eyes landed on a simple book about emotional resilience. She opened a page that said, "You are not responsible for what happened, but you are responsible for what happens next." Something shifted inside her. She realized she had been stuck in an emotional replay, not in productive action. She created a plan. For 2 hours daily, she worked on improving her coding skills. She learned a new framework, updated her portfolio, and practiced interview questions. Slowly, she regained confidence. Within 3 months, she landed a better job than her previous one, higher pay, a better environment, and more growth opportunities. Later, she said, "Losing my job wasn't my fault, but rebuilding myself was my responsibility, and that made all the difference." Responsibility does not add weight, it removes it. It removes helplessness, confusion, and emotional paralysis. It gives you direction, purpose, and clarity. Part 3. How to build the habit of responsibility daily. Responsibility isn't something you master in one day. It grows like a muscle. Every act of ownership, big or small, makes you stronger. And sometimes the smallest consistent actions change your entire identity. Here is a simple but powerful practice you can use: the ownership journal exercise. At the end of each day, write answers to these 3 questions. What went well today because of my actions? What didn't go well, and how can I respond differently? And what small decision can I take tomorrow to improve my situation? You don't need grand plans, you just need honest reflection. And sometimes responsibility starts with something as small as cleaning your desk, making that phone call you've been avoiding, saying no to something draining, waking up when the alarm rings. Small choices build identity. Identity builds confidence. Confidence builds a responsible life. Another habit that helps is focusing only on what you can control. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, remind yourself, your thoughts are yours. Your reactions are yours. Your choices are yours. Your future is yours. Everything else is noise. When you stop fighting circumstances and start shaping responses, life becomes lighter, clearer, and more meaningful. Chapter 5. The Discipline of Consistency. Showing up even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is one of the most misunderstood forces in personal growth. People often believe that success belongs to the talented, the gifted, or the lucky. But when you look closely at anyone who has built something meaningful, you always find the same pattern. They showed up even on the days they didn't feel ready. They acted when motivation was low. They pushed themselves when emotion said, "Stop." They moved forward one small step at a time, and over months and years, those small steps created extraordinary changes. Consistency is not about intensity, it is about commitment. You don't need to give your maximum every day, you just need to avoid giving up. When you look at people who succeed, you don't see daily perfection, you see daily effort. The truth is, most days will not feel inspiring. Some days you will be tired, distracted, stressed, or emotionally drained. But discipline teaches you something powerful. You don't rise to your level of motivation, you fall to your level of habits. Part 1. Why staying consistent is so hard. Consistency becomes difficult because the mind naturally seeks comfort. Your brain always prefers the familiar, the easy, and the immediate reward. When you start a new goal, the excitement feels strong at first, but when that excitement fades, the mind looks for reasons to quit. It whispers things like, "It's okay to skip today. You'll start again tomorrow. You're too tired. It's not the right time." And slowly, one skipped day becomes 5. 5 become 10, and the dream fades. The reason consistency feels hard is not because you are weak, it's because you are human. Your brain is wired to avoid discomfort, but growth requires you to challenge that wiring, to replace impulse with intention, to move with purpose even when your emotions resist. Consistency does not come naturally, it is trained like a muscle. Let me tell you a story of a man named Fahad, a graphic designer from Karachi. He always wanted to build a freelancing career, but he could never remain consistent. For months, he started and abandoned learning new skills. Some days he practiced for 3 hours, some days not at all. He told himself he lacked motivation, but deep down he knew the real issue. He didn't trust himself to follow through. One night, while scrolling on social media, he came across a simple quote, "In 1 year, you'll wish you started today." It struck him. He realized that his inconsistency wasn't just slowing him down, it was stealing his future. The next morning, he made a promise. He would work for only 20 minutes a day, no matter what, no excuses, no negotiations. And he stayed consistent. On days he felt inspired, the 20 minutes became 2 hours. On days he felt tired, he still completed his 20 minutes. Slowly, his skills improved, his confidence returned, and his projects increased. Within a year, he had doubled his income, built a strong portfolio, and finally felt proud of himself. When asked what changed everything, he said, "I stopped trying to be perfect. I just started trying to be consistent." Consistency is not a talent, it is a decision, and that decision must be made every single day.
Part 2. The power of small daily actions. People often think progress comes from big changes, massive efforts, or dramatic breakthroughs. But real progress is built quietly, slowly, and steadily, through small actions repeated over long periods of time. The mind loves big goals, but transformation loves small steps. Reading 1 page, walking for 5 minutes, meditating for 2 minutes, writing 1 paragraph, learning 1 new concept. These actions may seem small, almost insignificant, but consistency gives them power. When a small action is repeated daily, it rewires your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who shows up, someone who doesn't quit, someone who respects their goals. People often say, "I'll start when things calm down. I'll start when I feel motivated. I'll start when the time is right." But there is no perfect time. There is only now. Consistency teaches you that progress doesn't require ideal conditions. It only requires commitment. Here's something powerful. Small actions transform you quietly. Big actions exhaust you quickly. This is why most people burn out. They start with too much too fast. They set unrealistic routines. They push themselves until their motivation collapses. But when you build small habits, progress becomes sustainable, gentle, and natural. And the best part? Small daily actions make you unstoppable because you're no longer dependent on inspiration. You're driven by discipline. Part 3. Building a consistency system that never fails. To stay consistent, you need more than willpower. You need a system. Willpower rises and falls, but a system holds you in place even when motivation disappears. Here is a simple system you can use, one that countless people have used to rebuild their lives. 1. Set a minimum standard. Choose the smallest version of your habit, a version so simple that even on your worst days you can still do it. Not 30 minutes, not 20 minutes, just the minimum that keeps the habit alive. Examples: 5 minutes of reading, 10 push-ups, 1 paragraph of writing, 15 minutes of learning. These actions may seem small, almost insignificant, but consistency gives them power. When a small action is repeated daily, it rewires your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who shows up, someone who doesn't quit, someone who respects their goals. 2. Remove negotiation. Do not debate with yourself. Do not bargain. Do not wait for motivation. Consistency requires a simple rule. If it's on the schedule, it gets done. 3. Track your wins. Every day you complete your habit, mark it. A journal, a calendar, a notebook, anything works. 1 day becomes 2, 2 become 5, 5 become 20. Soon you don't want to break the streak. Your brain begins to attach pride to consistency, and pride becomes fuel. 4. Forgive yourself for imperfect days. Consistency does not mean perfection. It means returning. It means restarting. It means not giving up. If you miss 1 day, come back stronger the next. You are not failing, you are learning.
Part 4. Story. When consistency changes a life. Let me tell you a real story about a woman named Naila, a school teacher living in Rawalpindi. She always dreamed of writing a book, but life kept her busy. Work, family responsibilities, exhaustion. Year after year, she told herself she didn't have time. And each year she watched her dream drift further away. One evening, during a heavy rain, the electricity went out. She lit a small candle and sat quietly, with nothing to distract her. She began thinking about her life, her childhood dreams, the things she had postponed again and again. At that moment, she felt a deep sadness, not because she failed, but because she never truly tried. The next morning, she made a promise to herself. She would write for just 10 minutes every night, no matter how tired she was, no matter how busy the day felt. 10 minutes. That was her commitment. The first week, she barely wrote a page. The second week, she wrote a little more. Slowly, 10 minutes became 20. 20 became 30. Months passed. Seasons changed. She kept writing. 2 years later, she held her completed book in her hands. A book born not from motivation, but from quiet, daily consistency. She submitted it to a small local publisher, and they accepted it. When she finally saw her book in print, she cried, not because she succeeded, but because she finally honored the promise she made to herself. This is the quiet power of consistency. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand attention. It simply builds your future one day at a time. A simple consistency exercise. Here is a gentle practice you can start tonight. The 5-minute anchor habit. Choose one habit you truly want to build. Reading, exercising, learning, anything meaningful. Commit to doing it for just 5 minutes every day. Not more, not less. This 5-minute anchor keeps your consistency alive. On some days, you'll only do 5 minutes. On others, you'll naturally go longer, but you will never lose momentum. Consistency begins small, but its impact lasts a lifetime.
Chapter 6. Believing in yourself when no one else does. There comes a time in every person's life when they must learn to stand alone. When the world around them feels quiet, when support fades, when people don't see what you see inside yourself. This chapter is about that moment. It is about the journey of believing in your own potential even when the world is blind to it. Because the truth is, every dream, every breakthrough, every transformation begins alone, in silence, when no applause is present and no encouragement is near. That is the moment where real growth begins. Self-belief is not something you are born with. It is something you build, slowly, through small victories, honest reflection, and the courage to trust your vision even when others doubt it. Many people wait for approval, encouragement, or validation before taking action, but waiting drains your life. And the people who succeed are not the ones who wait, they are the ones who decide. They choose to believe in themselves, even when insecurity whispers, even when fear grows loud, even when others cannot imagine the life they want to build. Belief is not a feeling. Belief is a decision you renew every single day. Part 1. Why self-belief is so rare. Many people struggle with self-belief because they were raised in environments where doubt was normal. Parents, teachers, relatives, and society often point out weaknesses more than strengths. Children grow into adults hearing, "You can't," "You're too weak," "You're not capable," "You're dreaming too big," "You should stay safe." These words stay in the mind. They create invisible walls around a person's potential. And slowly, people begin to underestimate themselves, not because they are incapable, but because they were never taught to see their own power. But the truth is, no one truly knows your potential. Not your family, not your friends, not your teachers. Most people judge you based on who you were, not who you can become. They see your past, not your future. That is why self-belief is your responsibility. You must be the one who rises above the noise, who sees the future clearly, even when others can't. Let me tell you a story of a young man named Saqib in Islamabad. He was quiet, introverted, and not confident. People around him often underestimated him because he rarely talked. He dreamed of becoming a photographer, but felt embarrassed to share his work because he assumed people would judge him. For years, he kept his passion hidden. Then, one day, while scrolling through social media, he realized something. People were achieving great things not because they were more talented, but because they dared to try. He gathered his courage and posted 5 pictures online. In 1 week, nothing happened. No likes, no comments, no messages. He felt discouraged, but he didn't stop. He kept posting. Every week, quietly, consistently. After 6 months, a local cafe messaged him and offered to pay him for a photo shoot. That one opportunity opened 10 more. Within a year, he was earning more than he ever imagined. He still remembers the moment he got his first payment. He said it felt like the universe was finally saying, "I was waiting for you to believe in yourself." Belief is not a feeling. It means showing up when there is silence. Part 2. The inner voice, your greatest enemy or greatest ally. Everyone has an inner voice, a constant dialogue happening in the mind. For some people, that voice is supportive, encouraging, gentle. But for many, the inner voice is harsh, critical, and unforgiving. It says things like, "You're not good enough. You're behind everyone else. You'll embarrass yourself. What's the point of trying?" This inner voice is shaped by years of doubt, fear, and insecurity. But here is the important truth. You don't have to believe everything your mind tells you. Your thoughts are not always accurate. They are reflections of your fears, not your future. You have the power to train your inner voice, to guide it, redirect it, and gradually turn it into a source of strength instead of weakness. And this transformation starts with awareness. Every time your mind tells you something negative, pause, take a breath, and respond gently with a more empowering truth. For example, "I'm not capable," to "I'm learning, and learning takes time." "I always fail," to "I've succeeded before, and I will succeed again." "I don't deserve good things," to "Everyone deserves a chance to grow, so do I." These small internal corrections don't seem powerful at first, but when repeated daily, they slowly rebuild your confidence from the inside out. Part 3. A real story of standing alone. Let me tell you a story of a woman named Amara, a 28-year-old. She worked at a small clothing shop and dreamed of starting her own business. She loved designing clothes and imagined opening a boutique one day. But whenever she talked about her dream, people laughed. Her relatives said she was unrealistic. Her coworkers told her she didn't have the skills or money. Even her closest friend said, "You're not bold enough for business." For years, she allowed these voices to decide her future. She convinced herself that maybe everyone else was right. Maybe she wasn't capable. Then, one evening, after a long and exhausting day at work, she sat alone on the rooftop of her home. The sky was quiet, and she felt something inside her break, not from weakness, but from realization. She whispered to herself, "No one believes in me, but what if I try anyway?" That small question changed everything. She saved a small amount from her salary every month. It took her almost a year to gather enough money to buy a sewing machine and fabric. She started designing clothes at home, creating simple curdy designs and posting them online. At first, nothing happened, but she stayed consistent. One order came in, then 3, then 10. Within 6 months, she was earning more from her designs than from her job. 2 years later, she rented a tiny space, just enough for 2 mannequins and a rack of clothes. She called it Amira Designs. When people asked her how she succeeded, she said something unforgettable. "People didn't believe in me, so I decided to believe for us all." This is the strength of self-belief. It doesn't require approval, it requires courage. Part 4. Practical ways to build self-belief. Self-belief grows from action, not imagination. You don't need to feel confident to take the first step. You simply need to start. Here are gentle ways to build your belief gradually and naturally. 1. Do one hard thing every day. It doesn't have to be big, just something slightly challenging. Making an uncomfortable phone call, practicing a new skill, waking up earlier, finishing a task you avoid. Every hard action tells your brain, "I can do difficult things," and slowly your identity changes. 2. Celebrate small wins. Don't wait for big achievements. Every small step matters. 1 hour of learning, 1 page of reading, 1 workout, 1 honest decision. Small wins create momentum. Momentum builds belief. 3. Surround yourself with possibility. Not necessarily people, possibility. Watch stories of people who started from zero. Read about those who succeeded quietly.
Follow those who inspire you. Your mind becomes what it consumes. 4. Speak to yourself with respect. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to someone you love. Encouraging, patient, understanding. Self-belief grows in kindness, not in harshness. 5. Take the first step even if you're scared. Fear doesn't disappear by waiting. It disappears by moving. Your confidence grows every time you act despite fear. Part 5. One last story to carry with you. There was a boy named Junaid who struggled with stuttering. Speaking in front of people terrified him. In school, classmates laughed at him when he tried to answer questions. Teachers sometimes grew impatient. Over time, he became silent. Quiet in class, quiet in family gatherings, quiet in life. When he turned 20, he attended a small community event. One of the speakers dropped out at the last minute, and the organizer asked if anyone wanted to come on stage and share something. Junaid felt his heart racing. He had never spoken in front of a group. His mind screamed, "Don't go." But something inside him said, "If you don't try now, you will never try." He raised his hand. His legs trembled as he walked on stage. His voice broke on the first sentence. People stared. His fear grew. But he didn't run. He breathed. He continued. Slowly, gently. He finished his speech. Imperfect, but courageous. When he stepped off the stage, an old man approached him and said, "Beta, your courage was stronger than your fear. That is what matters." That day, Junaid realized something life-changing. The world respects courage more than perfection. He joined a speaking club. He practiced daily. He built confidence slowly, with patience and persistence. Years later, he became a motivational speaker for youth events. People often ask how he became so confident. He simply smiles and says, "I wasn't confident. I just stopped waiting for confidence."
Final reflection exercise. Here is a gentle practice to strengthen your self-belief. Write down 5 moments from your life when you showed courage, even in small ways. Moments when you tried something new, overcame fear, helped someone, worked hard, stood up for yourself. Read this list every night for 1 week. Remind yourself, you are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you realize. You have already survived so much. Self-belief grows from remembering your strength, not your failures. As we reach the end of this journey, take a moment to breathe and let everything you've learned settle into your mind. Growth begins with awareness. Transformation begins with action. And you've just taken another powerful step toward the life you want. If this audiobook added value to your day, if it gave you even one new idea, one moment of clarity, or one spark of motivation, then make sure to like this video, subscribe to Audio Vibes, and share it with someone who needs this message today. Your support helps this channel bring you more long, calming, powerful audiobook-style summaries designed to guide you, inspire you, and keep you moving toward a stronger, smarter, and wealthier version of yourself. Remember, growth doesn't happen all at once. It happens quietly. A small idea, a subtle shift, a better choice, and suddenly everything in life begins to change. So keep listening, keep learning, and keep becoming the person you were meant to be. This is Audio Vibes, your space for transformation, clarity, and unstoppable personal growth. Thank you for being here. And until the next chapter, stay focused, stay disciplined, and stay inspired. We'll meet again soon.